You're listening to Pole Parlour, a fun, inspiring podcast for all those bewitched by pole dance. Each week, your Madam Crimson Minxxx has candid conversation with unique, engaging individuals from within and around the pole dance community. Pole Parlour is passionate about preaching creativity, soulful sensuality, and empowerment through pole dance.
You know how we do.
Welcome everyone to Pole Parlour. This is episode 20, Arlene Caffrey. I'm your host, Crimson Minxxx. On this episode, we have Arlene Caffrey. Arlene is an Irish pole dance champion, performer, and studio owner. On this episode, we talk about her vast experience in the pole community over the past 10 years, how she is inspired to integrate art and theatrical components into her pole performances, and how her recent pursuit of burlesque has helped enhance her skills in the pole world. And as always, head over to the blog at poleparlour.com to check out Arlene's post-podcast interview where she shares her favorite photos, music, video, and more. And while you're there, check out the Pole Parlour shop where you can get your hands on some fun novelty pole wear. And now, without further delay, here's Arlene. Welcome, Arlene Caffrey, to the Pole Parlour podcast. How are you today?
Hi, Crimson. I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Oh, so happy to have you. You're our first Irish pole dancer.
Yay!
Yeah, so thank you for agreeing to talk with us today. And let's jump right in with our kickoff question. How long have you been poling, and how did you first discover pole dance?
Sure thing. So yeah, it's just past now my 10-year anniversary with pole dancing there 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's been a bit crazy and a bit emotional, like, oh my God, 10 years of my life, like in the pole scene. It's
impressive.
really flown by. Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm still here, and I'm very, very happy that I'm still doing something that I've found something that I enjoy enough to be doing it for more than 10 years now. I just got into it by accident, I suppose. I've never been a sporty person or a dancer person. Growing up in rural Ireland, we just didn't have those opportunities. People don't really do ballet. They don't really do dance. So it's just not really in our culture, apart from Irish dancing. So I wasn't a sporty type. I was doing some yoga classes just to help me manage my stress being in university and studying graphic design and trying to keep myself fit. My family would be very health conscious, so I'm like, right, I gotta look after myself, I'll do yoga. My yoga teacher one day announced during one of the sessions that she was going to England to learn how to teach this new thing called pole fitness, and would anybody be interested in signing up? So I guess that just captured my imagination, and I decided, I want to try that. That looks really cool and kind of random and crazy. I want to try that. And I think I surprised myself and everybody around me when I was actually, I don't want to say good at it, but I took to it and found that it was something I enjoyed, and I didn't expect to enjoy it so much and to achieve anything with it. It was very satisfying, and it still is. I'm still learning and still loving it.
Yeah, so you were still in university when you discovered pole.
Yes, I studied graphic design, so I went to art college. So I guess I was one of those. I liked being different, and anything that was maybe not status quo or a little bit weird or a bit random or a bit crazy. I was all over that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's what my degree is in as well. So,
awesome.
I did not discover pole dance that early, though. I'm always jealous of people that had the opportunity to start so young. But hey, it worked for you, and you won a lot of competitions. You've done a lot in the community, which we're gonna touch on. But first thing is you started competing, right? So what competitions did you enter? What was your experience with that?
Yeah, sure thing. So I started competing 1 year after I began pole dancing. I guess I was kind of coaxed into it by my instructor. She was organizing competitions, and there were other pole fitness competitions around the country, so she was encouraging us to take part. So I thought, okay, I've always had this dream to be on stage or to put a routine together to rock music, because I love rock and roll, and you listen to the music, you're putting moves together in your head. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to do it and to bring it to life. So I guess I surprised myself again when I realized that I actually enjoyed being on stage and that I liked that adrenaline rush. And I became Miss Pole Dance Ireland in 2007, so 1 year after starting, and it all kind of began from there.
And you kept going, and you've done a lot of other competitions, won a lot of other titles since then.
Yes, I think I have oh God, I think maybe more than 5 national Irish titles at this stage. I've won a lot. Not to sound cocky, but it's oh yeah, there's been so many over the years.
Hey, it's the truth, so be proud of that. What is the pole community like in Ireland? Is there the stigma there that we talk about sometimes that I know is definitely in most other places? Is it pervasive? Is there a lot of people who pole in Ireland, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a very strong community that we have here. And absolutely 10 years ago when it first came to Ireland, it was quite taboo. And yeah, there was a lot of stigma around it. I remember even my original instructor, she had trouble even getting the lease for her studio because people were oh, we don't want poles in here, and we don't want this happening in our building. So yeah, there was a lot of stigma around it, but it kind of dissipated really quickly once competitions started coming around and we started promoting it. I did a lot myself in the media once I won these things, going, look, this is pole fitness. This is what we're doing. Pushing the boundaries. So yeah, nowadays we have a really strong scene in Ireland. It's home to world champions. The doubles world champions Terry Nozette live here. So there's a really strong core group of really, I guess, women who are literally flying the flag for all different types of pole dance. Which is really great to see. And yeah, it's only getting stronger. We're only getting busier here at our studio, and I think it's the same everywhere else in Ireland right now.
Good, glad to hear it. And so you just hinted that you have a studio now. You have Pole Dance Academy, Dublin.
Yes, that's right. Irish Pole Dance Academy is our studio here.
Yes, and when did you open that?
Yeah, sure. So I started the company in 2011. And the studio that we have here now that I'm in today, we opened at the beginning of 2014, and that's where we've been ever since. So yeah, it's grown a lot over the past 5 years. It's been an amazing roller coaster journey, starting with just me renting a room, putting up poles, taking them down again at the end of a session. And yeah, now we're open 7 days a week with classes every day. I have a team of 3 other amazing instructors and an awesome administrator who helps me out. Yeah, it's really, really great. And I think it's here to stay, and long may this keep going. Yes, for sure. And so you've been doing it for 10 years. And so it's not often that I get to talk with someone that's been in pole dance for that long and has seen such the progression over the years. So how have you seen it evolve since you started? Yes. Okay. It's an amazing... Oh my gosh, I don't think any of us could have predicted how far the industry has come since when I first started. Yeah, I feel like nowadays, maybe this is also me personally speaking, when pole fitness or pole dance or pole sport, whatever you choose to call it, was first made mainstream as an accessible sport, it was very defensive and we're not strippers, okay? It was very this is what we're not. And yeah, nowadays it's a lot more relaxed. There's more diversity, I feel, in the scene. People are more comfortable expressing themselves. And yeah, I think nobody could have predicted the amazing growth and just the amount of people who have taken on pole dancing. It's definitely more mainstream. I don't think that's even the correct word. There are more people engaged in pole dance, but it's still got the same culture, the same roots. And yeah, it's really nice to see women appreciating where it has come from and progressing it forward in a way that's respectful to its past as well.
So you, just to be clear, you pole dance full time, right? That's your career now, or most of your career now?
Yes, it is. Most of my career now is involved with running the studio here in Dublin. We also have a sister studio in Galway, which is on the west coast of Ireland. So managing those takes up much of my time. Yeah. I also work as a part-time business coach as well with NPE, so helping other fitness business owners get to a profitability level. And I have other pastimes, so burlesque and performing arts, and also my own competition training. I'm still doing at the same time. Yes.
Gosh. Yeah, because I wanted to talk about that, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because you have you do the competitions, but you're also highly involved in other maybe non-pole community performances like I know you do. We'll talk about the burlesque later because we have a lot to talk about with that. But you've also done non-competitive performances like in circus, and you've danced with Live Dancing Girls, which is Alethea Austin's troupe in Nashville. So how did you get involved in all of that? And is like that kind of something where you see yourself heading?
Definitely, yes. Alethea Austin's Live Dancing Girls show, I've been lucky enough to perform that twice in 2013 and 2014. That's definitely, I think both of those shows have been like the highlight of my pole career so far, if that's the right word for it. Oh, it's such an amazing show and a really awesome production with the best talent out there. And it's a dream to be on the same stage as one of my pole dance idols and now friend, Alethea Austin. So I got involved with that just by simply asking Alethea. I wanted to visit her studio in Nashville and to learn from her and to see the space, having seen the amazing videos that she posts. Like, wow, I want to see that studio. It looks awesome.
No, it's on my list. Your studio, now seeing it in the background, and Crowbar too. The many studios on my list, so I have to start saving my pennies to travel to Dublin. But yes, go on.
Awesome. Yeah, well, Alethea, I guess, is a lot closer to you, and it is a beautiful training space with amazing classes, and also like with this Live Dancing Girls show that she has. It's definitely worth checking out and seeing. So yeah, I just asked her, hey, can I be in your show? And she said yes.
Well, it doesn't hurt that you're freaking amazing. So I think
oh, stop.
You're qualified. You were highly qualified to do it. So I'm glad that worked out. So you just like flew over to the US to do that.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I wanted to see her studio and to be in her show. So yeah, I just asked and made it happen.
Cool. And then I saw that you do like circus performances too. So what's that like? I'm assuming that's in Ireland.
Yes, I've not performed in circus in a while. Mainly, the only reason being that I'm so busy running the business. Mm-hmm. It's so hard. There's only so many hours in the day that you can dedicate to one thing at a time.
Yeah. So
yeah, during 2011, 2012, I spent a lot of time working with the Irish aerial circus community. So a lot of aerial dance, silks, trapeze, hoop. And got involved in some like small scale productions with Irish circus troupes, which was really awesome. That also involved elements of pole dance in it. Okay. So for me, it was really satisfying and interesting to bring pole into the circus world and to have that, I suppose, that recognition of, yes, pole is, a valid form of aerial dance and we'll have it as part of the show. It was really exciting and interesting, a really good challenge, and yeah, very creatively satisfying work to do.
Yeah, because we talk about that on the podcast a lot. Like, how do we get pole to the general public? How can we start performing for people other than ourselves? And that's why I think that's so cool when people get to do that, because then you are opening the eyes of so many people who may have otherwise not have heard of pole, and you're doing it in like this high production value environment that's like high entertainment value as well. So, I'm always interested in seeing pole integrated into like larger scale performances that incorporate like artistic dance beyond pole. So that's cool.
Yes. It's something that interests me greatly also is, as you said, getting pole in places where perhaps you wouldn't normally see it and reaching a different audience and pushing that creative boundary of pole as we know it, which obviously I love as well. I love my sexy pole dance, but it's really fun to be like, how can I turn this around or put it in a different context or change the movements that I already do and put a different meaning on them and sort of turn the notion around in his head. And it's really nice to see that in an audience. They come in and they see the poles on the stage. They're like, oh, okay, pole dancing. And then they're like, oh, that really was not what I was expecting. I didn't know pole dancing could look like that or that it could merge with other arts so seamlessly. Yeah. So yeah, it's really interesting and very creatively satisfying to put together work like this.
Yeah, and it seems like it's where your head is now because you're also doing burlesque and you are competing in Miss Burlesque Ireland.
Yes, so exciting to be chosen as one of the finalists for Miss Burlesque Ireland this year. That's another interest of mine is burlesque. I guess it's ironic, like I'm still kind of new to burlesque, I didn't have the self-confidence to do burlesque until I've gotten to this stage where I am now with pole dance. Like, it's really helped me a lot get out of my shell. I was really quiet and shy, which you probably wouldn't know from talking to me, but I was a massive nerd. I'm still a massive nerd, but I was
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, it's all good. Nerd power. Yay. But yeah, it just helped me become more comfortable in myself, like not just my body, but just in my personality, and yeah, just doing stuff that I wouldn't normally do and putting myself out there. So yeah, ironically, I didn't have the confidence to do burlesque until maybe about probably 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half was when I first got into the whole burlesque world. I think for me, what held me back was the idea of just the label I put myself of like, okay, I'm a pole dancer. I don't know how to move without the pole. I don't know how to be sexy without the pole or without my 7-inch heels. So I wanted to challenge myself to be like, okay, learn a new vocabulary of sexy, learn how to move in a different way and with different props and without relying on the pole to move around. Yeah, I feel pretty good with where I'm at. And yeah, I feel really comfortable right now with the skills I've learned. And yeah, it's nice to have a different vocabulary of movement and a different style of sexy that's different to pole dance.
Yeah, I remember we talked with Brian Wolf on the podcast about, and I bring this up time and time again, about cross-training your pole. And so, I always keep reiterating it. And I have to imagine that burlesque has really helped enhance your pole performances now, because you have this like other skill set to pull from.
Definitely. I can't even begin to, just describe the amazing benefits it's given me, especially with burlesque. It's more like mini theater in a way.
Yeah.
And I have had that experience from circus, but with burlesque, it's a whole new level of like every single gesture, every single movement has to have a meaning and a purpose to your overall arching story. Mm-hmm. And it's given me a much deeper appreciation of how I can apply that to the pole. Like, okay, every single movement, why am I doing that? What's the emotion? What's the beginning, middle, and end of this story that I'm trying to create? So yeah, burlesque has helped me to really create a much more polished, finished piece, I feel, overall, and to apply that to my pole dancing, which is really exciting.
Yeah, we had Tanya Kay also on the podcast, and she has like a burlesque pole troupe here in Los Angeles called the Pin Up Pole Show, and you can see when you integrate the two, it's like amazing storytelling. It's really entertaining to watch. Like, I love going to that show. So I'm interested to hear, like, what's your burlesque persona? Like, what's your story?
Sure.
What's your thing?
Yeah, my burlesque persona, my burlesque name is La Petite Mort, which means the little death in French. It also means an orgasm, so it's got that kind of sexy euphemism. So yeah, the name comes from, well, my burlesque mom, Azaria Starkfire, gave it to me because I'm only 5 foot tall. I'm really short. And also because I'm known for doing these like death-defying, or what appears to be death-defying stunts on the pole. That's where La Petite Mort came from, like the little death, and because I like rock music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my character it would be very dark and kind of sexy, but also really cutesy. So hee. But yeah, like I might turn dark or evil at any second now. So it's a lot of fun. Unexpected twists is what I like to create with my burlesque persona.
That's cool. Do you ever get to do both together? Is that an option to like bring a pole into your burlesque performances?
Sure. In Miss Burlesque Ireland, there is a no pole dance rule, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah, I think it's more the fact
you
that
at like like other people at a disadvantage because you would be so good at it, maybe. But
exactly, I think it's because it's an Australian franchise and originally an Australian competition. They didn't perhaps want all the pro polers coming in to be like, okay, we're all going to do a pole dance now. So I think that's totally fair enough to have like some rules in that regard. However, it's nice for me to try and turn that notion on its head. I will reveal. I don't want to say too much because I want people to either come to the show if they're in Dublin or to watch online. I have an idea to bring pole dancing into the show, but in an aerial circus kind of way. It's a little bit different, and also to bring the burlesque circus and pole into like one act with a new apparatus that I have. So I'm excited to share that. You'll have to wait and see.
We can stream this online. This is available online, or are they recording a video?
There will be videos recorded, yes.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait to see this. Yeah, I'm like always so interested in talking with people who have like these greater creative ideas with pole and taking it to the next level. And it seems like that is exactly where your brain is.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm hoping to do. It's like always trying to do something a little bit different or a little bit new every time I create a performance. That's what life is. It's like you're always trying to get, a little bit better every time you do something, right?
Yeah.
At least that's my philosophy.
Or you get bored doing the same thing, because if you've been doing it for 10 years, you're like, all right, well, what can I bring in that's new just so you're, not doing the same thing for years and years and years.
Exactly. Yes. And that's a great thing about Polar is I feel like, I'm only still scratching the surface. I'm still learning and there's still much more possibilities that I've not even yet thought about. So here's to the next 10 years and more to see what other crazy stuff I can create.
Yeah. Like, what are you thinking moving forward? Do you have any goals that you can share with us of like what you're hoping to achieve moving forward? Like, I'm happy to hear you're not planning to retire anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely not. I'm only just getting started, I feel. Gosh, slow burn. I'd love to win Miss Burlesque Ireland. I think that would be awesome to, just for a personal challenge to be like, right, I can do something else that's not pole and to, prove to myself I can be something different or, be known for something else other than my pole dance work. Also that I can promote burlesque in the same way that I've promoted pole to help like elevate the status of that here in Ireland to make it more socially acceptable. But other goals I have. I'm coming back to Nashville in October, I can reveal, for another Live Dancing Girls. Ooh. But I guess pushing pole and burlesque a bit more is what I'm interested in right now and seeing how I can create more theatrical, like little compact mini theatre pieces using elements of pole and burlesque in one is my, that's what excites me right now.
Oh, that's like my favorite kind of pole to watch. So,
yes, who doesn't love a good story?
I know. I mean, competitions are great. I love them as well. But I have friends that I can bring to performances like that are like they completely changed their perception of pole after seeing that, just because it's a bit more accessible to non-polers. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that's just the nature of humans. I feel we love stories. That's how we communicate with each other. And that's what you remember at the end of the day is that story that you took away rather than that perhaps maybe crazy trick or spin somebody did. Yeah. The story is a little bit more accessible for people to understand and get on board with.
Yeah. And like shows like that tend to have visuals too that are like awesome costumes and stage design and things like that. So that doesn't hurt.
Yes, absolutely. It's really nice to have that. Yeah, just the extra element of something other than the pole dancing happening to make it more theatrical. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I can't wait to see you live. Because another thing that we touched upon how you like the sexy dancing and all of that, and how you like doing like things that are visually interesting, and so you were the face of bringing back Sexy 2015, which happens to the 2016 bringing Sexy back is happening right now. So those who don't know what it is, it's sponsored by United Pole Artists, and it happens in July every year, and they encourage people to concentrate less on the physical, trick aspects of pole and to focus more on movement and sexuality. If you go over to United Pole Artists, they have a promo video that's really cute. And so, you hashtag and, just participate in this like celebration of sensuality. And you were actually like the video cover girl last year. And so
yes.
I'm going to put that video in the show notes for those who are interested. But it was really cool. It's funny because I saw it last year and I was like, this is amazing. And now I don't think I like put it that it was you. And so I was rewatching it just there. I was like, holy shit, I've seen that already. And that was like one of my favorite videos. I think it was to like,
awesome.
Was it like Interpol song or something like
yes, that? It was Interpol. Yeah, my favorite rock band. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So like, did you like set that up? That was kind of like an edited professional video that you had done at your studio, I assume?
Yes, it was filmed here at Irish Pole Dance Academy in Dublin. my friend Sean Ryan, his company Crooked Gentleman came in and filmed it. We did it in like an afternoon. It was a lot of fun, smoke machines, rolling around on the floor for a few hours. So yeah, it was really good fun. Yeah, so he made that video and I think it looks really good. I'm pretty happy with how it came together. It's very visual and artistic, which is nice rather than maybe what people might expect for a Bringing Sexy Back video. It's a lot more like, woo, smoky and legs and silhouettes.
It's quite beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to create something that was highly visual, again, because I guess that's my style as a performing artist, is to make it more about the visual and the overall kind of like theatrical element, make it look like it's a music video or something rather than just here's me dancing. It's got something more going on in it.
Yeah, it looked like a sexy as hell music video. What was the reaction that people, did you have like reaction? Like, what do your friends and family think when you put out there like, hey, I'm like the cover girl for Bringing Sexy Back and things like that? Do you have people react to that?
Yeah, well, I'm really lucky that my parents both support me a lot. They're like, oh, very good. What are you doing now? They're typical Irish parents. I'm like, oh, great. Isn't that lovely? Yeah, my boyfriend's super supportive. And yeah, usually there's always that reaction of like, holy shit, what is this video? What? Is that you? Because I'm such a nerd. Like, I'm a self-professed nerd. I'm pretty proud to be that. And yeah, it's like something I can turn on, turn off again is my sexy side.
No one said nerds can't be sexy. That's
exactly. That's my message to everyone. Yeah, not mutually exclusive. And yeah, it's all about just being yourself. And yeah, I think that's another thing for people to understand, that, you know, if you want to be a sexy polar, that's grand. You don't have to be it doesn't have to be like all the time I'm sexy, every single movement I do every single day. Some girls are like that, which is great. But if it's not you, then that's okay. Just be yourself. That's more sexy than trying to be something that doesn't fit your style and your personality.
Yeah, and I think there may be this misconception that to be sexy, it has to be like ratchet stripper style. But
yes,
I mean, you can be sexy in all different styles, and you've definitely proved that.
Yeah, sexiness, I feel at the end of the day means being self-confident. A person who is sexy is confident in themselves. So yeah, you can be doing whatever it is, and as long as you're confident, then that's pretty sexy to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. Cool. So let's bring it into the second half of the interview, the questions I ask everyone.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Okay, so who is your pole crush?
Awesome. Yeah, okay. So my pole crush for many, many years now, since I was a little baby polar, and still today, is Alethea Austin. Yeah, I remember the first time I saw one of Alethea's videos. I think it was the Miss Polestar video, or that competition that she won a long, long time ago. I was a bit like, whew.
Yeah.
Oh, should I be watching this? This is really sexy. I've never seen anybody like that. Oh my God. Yeah, so I just got so like, how do you say, like enthralled by the way she moves, and it was so unique back then and still is very unique. I think maybe we take for granted the amount that she's contributed to especially the sexy pole dance scene. So yeah, she's still my pole crush, and happily she's now a good friend of mine as well, which I'm very happy to say. Yay! So yeah, I'm still inspired by her.
And you're like a rock and roller chick. You like the rock and roll pole, so that is also
yes.
You guys have that in common.
Yeah, Alethea is really sweet as well. So yeah, she's so down to earth, which is awesome.
Yeah, we had her on the podcast, and
that's right.
Amazing. So I think that's an amazing pole crush to have. She's one of my tops as well.
Awesome. We have a lot in common.
Yeah. And so how would you like to see the pole community evolve over the next 5 years?
Yeah, sure thing. Gosh, maybe I sound like a really big dreamer or one of these, like, I don't know, John Lennon types. Yeah, I would love to see the pole community perhaps become a bit more, I don't want to say involved. Like, it is a very supportive community as it is. It's really awesome. And I would love to see more of that. Sometimes maybe perhaps we get so in our own little pole bubbles. And this happens a lot, I think, naturally in any subculture. The people who started perhaps get annoyed at the new people saying, no, that's not authentic, or no, that's not what we agree with, or one style of pole is better than the other. It happens in any subculture, naturally, I feel. So it'd be nice to see us all come together a bit more. We're already doing a great job of that, and it'd be nice to see more of that support and just remembering why we're doing pole in the first place. I think maybe sometimes we forget that.
Yeah.
So yeah, all just love and support.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with hippie ideas like that. I wholeheartedly support it.
Love.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell? Most of us, truthfully, are, I mean, you are an exception. Obviously, you are like the 1% of the pole dancers in the sense that you are so accomplished, that you have conquered so many things within the industry, that you're a professional at it. But, you know, I think sometimes we focus on like, oh, Arlene's so good, like I'll never get that good. So you kind of get down on yourself, or you're like, oh, well, you know, you're kind of like projecting your own kind of self-doubt or like dismay at your own progress on other people. And that's not cool at all, because, you know, a majority of us are just doing this for fun. And, you know, as long as it stays positive and it stays fun, people are going to keep coming in, and we're going to grow bigger and stronger. And like, nobody wants to join like a bitch group. So
exactly. Yeah. Strong women lift each other up, and strong men lift each other up as well. So yeah, as long as we keep supporting each other, then we can only get stronger. I think that's what we need to realize, that together we can really create a lot of positive momentum and make pole more mainstream and more, you know, acceptable, which I think is what everybody wants at the end of the day. We all want to, you know, be creating something positive and memorable. So yeah, we are already achieving it, and we can certainly do a lot more over the next 5 years. I'm excited to see where it's going to go.
Yeah, we're really lucky because there's so many different ways to take it that it doesn't, I think that if there was like one trajectory and it was like, we're all entering competitions, or we're all trying to get this role in this production or something, then, you know, there is a more inherent like cattiness to that. But because it's like we can all do different things, it's like we're kind of just, you know, supporting someone else isn't hurting yourself at all.
Exactly.
In any situation. But yeah, like just growing wider and doing different things, and, you know, by, even if it's not your thing, supporting someone else doing it still just enhances the community. So that makes sense.
Yes, that's exactly it in a nutshell. Supporting somebody else does not diminish your own success or dim your own flame. That's exactly the message I want to send out there.
Good. Good message. Keep preaching.
Yes.
So we talked about, oh my gosh, you have so much stuff going on. So you have the next coming thing. When is the Miss Burlesque Ireland? When is that happening?
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks' time from now. It's on July 23rd here in Dublin. So yeah, I'm really excited. That's taking up a lot of my time at the moment, is finalizing the costumes for that. Mainly doing the costumes and finalizing the production. So yeah, I'm really excited for that and giving that my full attention at the moment. So yeah, who knows, maybe I'll be back here again with my crown. Maybe if I win, we'll see what happens. But yeah, excited to create some new art and to show the videos to the pole world. I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not within my budget to fly out to Dublin right now, so I'm going to have to wait for the video. But maybe next time, or hopefully, maybe in October to Live Dancing Girls, which is something else you have coming up. So mark your calendars. But what else? So you're actually coming to Las Vegas for Pole Expo, am I right?
Yes, that is correct. I'm going to be there at the Pole Expo. So I'm going to be teaching 2 workshops there. They're both burlesque workshops. So one is a pole and burlesque choreography workshop. So I'll teach you a whole little mini routine with burlesque elements in it. Oh, cool. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I like teaching that workshop. And I'm also going to teach a classic burlesque workshop. So just like pure burlesque on its own in the non-pole workshop areas. So I'll do probably some gloves, stocking peels. And yeah, I'm excited to show all the bumps and grinds and shimmies and share that with you. I'll be performing also in the main expo area. You'll get to see me do my pole and burlesque act that I have. I'm excited to share that. Yeah, so come along. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I feel like with everyone on the show, we talk about what they're doing at Pole Expo. So I don't know. I feel like this podcast is like a major supporter of Pole Expo because everyone who comes on is like doing something cool there. So I'm so excited that I'm going.
Awesome. I'm glad you're coming. And yeah, all the listeners come along. Pole Expo is great. It's a really great social event more than anything. Of course, it's educational. There's great shopping. Woo, bring all your cash. But yeah, you get to meet so many people and it feels like a pole Christmas or something. That's how I identify with it. Pole Christmas. Yay. Everyone's together.
Yeah, it's so awesome that goes on every year and that people from like, it's literally all over the world. It's not just, a national thing come and are so available to talk to and, to meet and.
Yeah, it is really great to just see all these people that you would know on Facebook, like, oh my God, that's Michelle Shimmy or that's Alicia. Oh my God. It's really nice too. That would be awesome. Yeah. Anybody who wants to join me for, I don't know, a whiskey or something. Just kidding. We'll have some Irish drinks.
I know. We're already planning to do a Guinness together. So maybe if anyone wants
happen.
to join us, just come on up and join on in.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. And so am I missing anything else? Do you have anything else coming up that you can share?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yeah, Miss Burlesque Ireland is the next big thing. Then it's Pole Expo. Then it's live dancing girls. And I guess watch out for bringing sexy back as well. Here at Irish Pole Dance Academy, we'll be getting involved in making little videos and sharing as well as encouraging others. So yeah, I guess that's my other message to everybody out there is get involved in bringing sexy back. It's so much fun. So yeah, and you don't have to be a pro poler. It's for beginners. It's for everybody. Join on in. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and you don't have to do like a full, like Arlene did a full amazing video that I encourage everyone to watch, but you don't have to. You can just do like a 30-second freestyle and hashtag it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever to participate.
Exactly.
So I think they're doing it so it's not something that's, so daunting to people, which is such a great message. Like it shouldn't be so much effort to just do to contribute just like a little freestyle. I'm going to try to do it now that I'm talking about it. I'm like, I think I have to participate after I've been urging everyone, but I'm excited to like start searching the hashtag and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And I guess maybe my own tips for people looking to get involved who are like, oh, I don't know where to start. Maybe just pick your favorite pole moves, like stuff you can already do and stuff you already love doing. Maybe pick 2 or 3 moves, put them together. Pick your favorite floor work move and put on your favorite song and just focus on putting those 3 things together. Even making a picture of your favorite trick also counts as well. So it doesn't have to be a great deal of effort. Just do something you can already do and you already enjoy. And that's going to be easily made into a sexy video for you. It doesn't have to be a huge effort or work of art.
Yeah, and it's fun because you have an excuse to wear like something sexy. So something that maybe has been sitting in your drawer and you're like, I don't know, when am I going to wear this? Now is the
exactly
time.
Good excuse to bring out the bling or to just wear whatever makes you feel sexy. It doesn't even have to be in heels. Whatever you feel good in is what's going to be fun to make into a sexy video.
Yeah, and the diversity that evolves from that is really cool. Like you said, it's like there are sexy nerds in there just as there are sexy strippers, just as there are like, sexy, like lyrical people.
Exactly. It takes all
hot as hell. Yeah. I love it. That's a great initiative. So how can people see yours? Like, what is your social media? Do you have a website, anything like that we can check you out?
Yeah, sure. So everything is very, it's all very straightforward. It's very non-creative. It's arlenecaffrey.com. Mm-hmm. On Instagram, it's at Arlene Caffrey. Facebook, / Arlene Caffrey Dancer. So you can find me on there. It's just my full name, which the spelling you can get from the title of this podcast as well. So yeah, come check me out on Instagram and Facebook. Visit my website. I have a YouTube channel as well that you can follow. I post videos there quite regularly. So yeah, just come and say hi.
And for anyone who doesn't know, I always put all of these in the show notes, so you don't have to like be running for a pen right now, or you don't have your mobile device on you. So always go to the show notes. I will have all the links to everyone's social media in there. Okay, so before we sign off, can you leave us with an empowering message or quote or OG story or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. I guess my message to everybody, I would be quite inspired by Lux ATL as well. And I really resonate strongly with her message of only you can do what you can do. I think there's such a powerful meaning to that. Like, yeah, just be yourself. Just keep on doing whatever like pole dance brings to you, and that joy that you originally felt of however you got into pole. Just keep on remembering that and keep that in mind for driving yourself forward. Always remind your back, like, why are you doing pole, or what makes you happy, what inspires you. Always go back to your reason why.
That's so important, because I talk to so many people, and this has happened to me too, where I'm just like, I get in a funk, yes. And I'm like, and then it's always because I'm like, oh, I've been putting way too much pressure on myself, or like I haven't.
It's all from in here.
Yes. If you're in a funk, take a step back, because you should never be in a funk for something that's supposed to be, for most of us, like a very fun, empowering hobby. So
exactly. Just remember, like, why did I get into this in the first place? Or what was the thing that made me love pole dancing? I think that message applies to everything in life. If you are in a funk in general, like, just remember, like, why, like, what's your reason why, and what makes you get up out of bed in the morning, what inspires you, and just remind yourself that.
Yeah, that's a great way to sign off. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate
awesome.
all the rad shit you are doing. I'm so excited to see your burlesque video, and we all are sending you so much positive vibes. Whether you win or lose, it's just so amazing that you're even doing it. So
exactly. Good experience either way.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see it live at Pole Expo. And thank you for all the positive contributions you've had in the community so far.
Thank you for having me on. And it's awesome chatting to you, and just really fun to connect with new polers. Yay!
Yes, for sure. Thanks so much, darling. Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Pole Parlour podcast. Want more? Visit poleparlour.com for show notes and to link to the Facebook group where you can connect with other poloholics and continue the conversation. Listen to past episodes and subscribe to new episodes on the website, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. Lots of love, babes. Thanks for listening.